Hello everyone and welcome to this TS stream tonight for March Madness. So to start off with, we have Heart of Berlin with Jansen. At 7 o'clock, so which is just about to start now. Then we have the NZTS New Zealand JA class, which I spoke to Stefan from NZTS earlier, so we've got that to look forward to. And also we have, I'll then be streaming Toku Line, which is just recently released at 9 o'clock, and then at 10 we have Portsmouth Line direct line with Drawyeh. There we go, let's get into the first feature.
Well, good evening everyone. Welcome to my section for the March Madness streams. As usual, I regularly do train simulator. So I'm going to do a run in Berlin this time with the S25 Berlin to Teltow S-Bahn route that is available on Steam currently. Dit is one of the scenarios that comes with the route, so let's explore it. The Soccer World Cup, the legendary summer fairy tale, was just a week ago when the large summer holiday construction sites were opened in the network of the Berlin S-Bahn. The Atlassius between Tegel and Henningsdorf, and a construction site is also being opened in a tunnel today. You take train 25171, circulation 7, radio name Victor, to Gesundbrunnen. There you will join a half train in a parking area. The train then continues without stopping to Nordbahnhof. The train is already prepared. Let the passengers board and set course number 6 at destination 70 at the Kruger device. Well, the Kruger device is that small thing over here that displays the S25 logo of the line number and the destination. Well, this is the Berlin Tegel today. At the top above me you can follow me on my regular streams. I have a program called Third Rails open that I can then broadcast GPS data from the game. So we can display it on the real map. It doesn't 100% overlay correctly on this route, but it works fine for me. Well, the train is already started, so let's set the course and the destination, and then let's open the doors. Course number 6. S25 nach Blank, and the target is 70. Gesundbrunnen. Well, let's open the doors. Let the passengers in. I do have the brakes are already disengaged. Lights on. Well, that is also functioning. I always check the horn, and my chat is going crazy about that with the command typhoon. That I blow my whistle too much. This is an interesting train to drive. It's pretty nice. Pretty awesome interior. We have audio announcements that come with the route, so it is all being it's all programmed. This is the entire line. We're starting here and we're going towards here, that small section. And this is also Gesundbrunnen with the part that is underground.
Nach Gesundbrunnen einsteigen bitte. Nach Gesundbrunnen zurückbleiben. Zug Victor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Victor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
Abfahren. Oh, my brakes were on. Well, great start. Oh, we're now off. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Maximum of this train is 80 kilometers an hour, so let's get on with it. Small hill and now we're picking up speed again. Next destination, Eichborn. This always happens, it's loading in the scenery tile. We have arrived. Let's open the doors. with an old style German signal. Use German signaling. And more modern signaling further along the route. There was used to be a second track.
Nach Gesundbrunnen einsteigen.
Oh well.
Nach Gesundbrunnen zurückbleiben. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
Yes, ma'am. Let's drive. Next destination, Karl Bonhoeffer Nervenklinik. Another track coming in on the left. I don't think this one is in use anymore, at least not for a while. Also, the scenery is pretty nice around here. Lots of cars.
Nach Gesundbrunnen einsteigen.
Oh.
Nach Gesundbrunnen zurückbleiben.
Zurückbleiben.
Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
Let's go. Alt Reinickendorf. I will put my brakes into the off position because you have a release that overpressurizes it. The two drive amounts that releases. The second one releases much more air at the same time than the other one. Doesn't want us to power on currently. No, we can. There's also advanced scripting on this route with signaling. You can see that in a short while we have a signaling that clears up in front of us, but there is another one that is at the Zuidkreuz station. That one you can really see when it is advancing the signaling. We stopped too soon. That's pretty normal on my stream. This track isn't in use anymore, at least not for S-Bahn trains, so it's also fenced off, but they missed a bit. But people can ride the S-Bahn.
Nach Gesundbrunnen einsteigen bitte. Nach Gesundbrunnen zurückbleiben bitte.
Bahn.
Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
Let's go. Schönholz. Not all stations along this route have manual departures, but they also have signaling and with the lights. You have close the door lights with an arrow like this, or this one, and a green one. You can go. These are the more modern signals. We have a yellow signal and then the red. Now we have a 6. Passing under the tracks. I forgot about the 60. Read my points. But, as you can see, the advanced signaling scripting is beginning. Clearing up. Just in the back around here. It's now green also. Hello? More modern train AI.
Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
We were under 60, but it's now 80 again. Wollangstrasse is our next destination. Got the tracks on the left side, but these are pretty old tracks. I think it's an old yard that isn't used anymore. You have the old signaling box, if you call it in the UK signaling box. But, it's one of my more favorite stations because of the architecture. And we have arrived. All these old arches. Functioning traffic lights.
Nach Isonbrunn einsteigen. Nach Isonbrunn zurückbleiben. Zugvektor nach Isonbrunn, Türen schließen. Zugvektor nach Isonbrunn abfahren.
Let's go. Bornholmer Straße. I think that is almost at Gesundbrunnen. Lots more signaling. This route doesn't feature any PCB or CIFAR. At least the train doesn't feature CIFAR. The route doesn't have PCB. They have stop if you pass a red, you get an emergency brake. That is the things you see on the side of the signals. I misjudged. Oh, stop please. Ooh. Just in front of the signal. Just in front of the signal. Little bit of panic braking. I think these are the more modern signals, but...
Nach Gesundbrunnen einsteigen.
Oh, the old lady is back.
Nach Gesundbrunnen zurückbleiben.
Zurückbleiben.
Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen Türen schließen. Zug Viktor nach Gesundbrunnen abfahren.
But first waiting before the brakes are released and then continue. We have a 50 km/h speed limit restriction.
Zug Wolf nach Blankenfelde, Türen schließen. Zug Wolf nach Blankenfelde abfahren.
The limits. Welcome to Gesundbrunnen.
Zug Paula nach Oranienburg, Türen schließen. Zug Paula nach Oranienburg abfahren.
First we need to stop.
Bitte alle aussteigen, dieser Zug endet hier. Weiterfahrt Richtung Friedrichstraße in wenigen Minuten vom selben Gleis.
From over here you have the regular tracks. You can take this one towards Berlin Hauptbahnhof. You somehow get around here. Join the half train. Get ready to depart in the direction of Nordbahnhof. Your new radio name is Jutta. There's an anti-train direction Nordbahnhof. Set course 4 and then target 56 on the Kruger device.
Rangierfahrt Gesundbrunnen, Gleis 1, Türen schließen.
No. I've closed the doors already.
Rangierfahrt Gesundbrunnen, Gleis 1, vorziehen.
Oh, it's driving me nuts, but oh, hello. Can't do this one. Reverse. Of course, we need approval.
Zug Paula nach Oranienburg, Türen schließen. Zug Paula nach Oranienburg, abfahren.
Bloß nicht verfügbar. Okay. I think number 4 doesn't get the correct line number. It's time to connect these trains up. Well, that's not close enough, but let's see, a little bit more. We have coupled. Let's go forwards, back to Gesundbrunnen. We are now on empty train towards Nordbahnhof. That's that destination. Still have Drawyeh vaart. Now we're going into a small tunnel under the other railway tracks and towards not stopping at this destination all the way through towards Nordbahnhof. The train actually runs all the way to here.
Nach Nordbahnhof abfahren.
That is us. Let's go. Lots of architecture around the city of Berlin, so it's a pretty interesting place to visit. little bit more power. Well, let's observe it. We have an well, dark train. The old signaling tower, the NTM part. Lots of graffiti, of course. It's pretty normal, but always the oversized, large, fluorescent lights. Normally, it's also on the streets. Let's take a screenshot. The screenshot you can I'm going to use on, of course, on the video that is going to be published on the my YouTube channel. Small amount of brake. Into the tunnel it is. Storage tracks are on the left side. Working escalate. Let's just wait here. I think this, yeah, that's the final instruction. Well, as it is the final instruction, we have arrived at the North Bahnhof. There was a nice run, except the crooked device didn't recognize line number 4. Well. Maybe it's another one. You can read about it all in the manual, but I hope you all had a fun time watching this small run in this about 40-minute run of this scenario. This is one of the scenarios that's included in the route. The route is available on Steam. I hope you all have a great time with the March Madness streams that is currently going on right now. And don't forget, if you want more trains, I do it almost every Sunday. And some other games on Saturday, Trains in World, but also some trucking and so on. So check out my Twitch channel, YouTube channel, and so on. Well done, you complete scenario successfully. Well, I call that a yes. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.
Hello everybody, so we're now going to move on to the NZTS JA class, which I spoke to NZTS earlier on in the week, so enjoy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this special feature. Tonight we are showing the New Zealand JA class, soon to be released, and I'm joined tonight by Stefan.
Hi everybody.
How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. So here is the JA. I must admit, let me just put some more water on. We are blowing off all the time. There we go. That's a bit better. So tell us about the locomotive.
Oh well, yeah. The JA was perhaps one of the more famous locos from New Zealand Railways. They were known as the Greyhound over here, because they had a good turn of speed to them.
Wow. Right, let's get in the cab. So we're running a little scenario, aren't we? This one's called teething troubles, isn't it, this one?
Yep. That sounds like the fun.
There we go. Right, let's get the brakes on. Let's put the generator on. Then we've got the headlight on. And then the oil. So shift control. Get rid of that.
Yep.
Right like
That's
that.
correct. That's right position for moving.
Yeah, lovely. Perfect. Right. There we go. And as you were saying, they're very free-steaming, so you will know that they blow off quite a lot, don't they?
Yes, they are very, very free steaming.
Yeah. So there we go. Right. We've got the mission's faster signal, so we're okay. Faster speed. There we go.
Do pretty easily, like loco.
Yes. Easy to get rid of some pressure now as well. I can slow down. Would help. Yeah, I must admit it is a really good looking loco. So you said that you've had some help from Smokebox as well. Locomotive.
Yeah, he's given me a fair bit of scripting advice along the way and things, so it's made it a bit better than what I probably could have done by myself.
Oh, good, yeah. And well, what made you? There's quite a lot of different New Zealand locomotives. What made you choose the JA in particular as a first locomotive?
Well, there's always been over here ever since the way back in Microsoft Train Simulator days, people have wanted one.
Yeah.
For their train simulator, but they're always kind of a little bit beyond the reach of that particular simulator.
Yeah.
And the limits of what it could do, whereas this one we can actually get there. So I did the JA because they've always been in demand.
Yeah.
Always been a popular engine. They're very popular reservation. There's a number of them running around still. So it's a loco even the younger generation of enthusiasts are familiar with as well.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, there was a whole bunch of them based in Canterbury, so they were common on the Midland line.
Yeah. I must admit, there is something about New Zealand steam, isn't there? You know, it's. Let me just remove my cameras. Just get rid of me. There we go. That's better. Now see it a bit better. So I must admit they are a very nice looking sort of locomotive. They're very. As I was saying to you earlier, they're very American looking. You know, they just take their styling.
New Zealand Railways kind of took the best of what Britain and the US were making in about their mid-1870s and merged it together into their own designs.
Right.
So there's a bit of influence from both countries in the design of the locos.
Yeah.
The later ones looked far more American. Earlier on, you can still see that British influence in them all as well.
Yeah.
The JA is a very modern steam engine. They were introduced in 1946.
Right.
And they were still building them into the 1950s. So I think the last of the engines was not even 20 years old when they were retired.
Really? Yeah.
So they were the last of the new locos built for the railways, and so they got all the modern features like gear-powered reversing and roller bearings everywhere and the likes.
Yeah. Yeah, and because I noticed as well they're quite large, aren't they? Because it's obviously New Zealand is a different gauge as well.
Yeah, we're only on 3'6", so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are quite a big engine for our loading gauge.
Yeah. Just realising that's messing about with the brakes. There we go, we'll get there. It's fine. Do a nice.
You just get to go nice and slow over this bridge.
Yes. That's alright, we'll get there. It's fine.
We're not keeping the timetable, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We're just rescuing engines, so they'll just have to wait. It's fine.
I've done a weathered version that we're seeing here and a clean version as well, and they operate slightly differently because the weathered version's meant to be a bit more warm than the clean version, so there's a bit of difference in traction and performance.
Yeah. Because something that I noticed that's very interesting with the New Zealand locomotives is the type of tenders. So we've got this round, where the water is at the back.
Yeah.
It's rounded off.
Vanderbilt tenders, we had quite a few locos fitted with Vanderbilts.
Yeah.
The water goes in underneath the coal as well.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see I'm doing anything wrong, let me know.
Just looking at your boiler pressure, you might want to put some coal in there.
Yeah. Let me show you the full cab. There we go. Must be, it's a beautiful cab as well. This has also got a automatic Kohler, isn't it? An automatic 5-ox door, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, when you're running the auto fire mode, the opening and shutting like I'm standing on the pedal.
Okay. I think I've messed up the brakes somewhere.
I think you're dragging one somewhere.
Yeah, I
so
must
leveled
be.
out. You're leveled out and now you've got brakes on. Slow it right down.
Brake gauges.
Need to bail off your loco brake rail. The other hand of that handle. There it goes.
Might get somewhere now. As I am still learning how to use the locomotive, so I mean, a lot of the community will, what is it a complicated locomotive to drive, and what sort of do they need to learn about it, and is there any sort of simplified versions of the locomotives if they don't get like, as I've learned that you have to learn all the oil pressures and things like that as well.
Yeah, I have done a simple controls version for you, so there's a basic one there. But probably the most complicated bit with it is the lubricator. The rest of it's pretty standard for most locos.
Yeah.
You've got the advanced brakes, but they're pretty common now amongst the air brake stuff.
Yeah.
But the lubricator is probably the most complicated piece because I haven't seen many locos with a static lubricator that you actually have to control the whole time.
Yeah.
It's set up for running at no more than 35 miles an hour, so if you have a scenario with a passenger train that go and run faster, you can find that it needs adjusting.
Yeah. Here we go again. Just be messing up the brakes. We'll get there.
But yeah, they were an engine known here for, like I said, they were greyhounds. They were known for their turn of speed as well. So keeping them in check has always been a challenge in real life and in the simulator.
Yeah, I must admit, I've had a couple of goes with it, and trying to keep it under check because she just wants to go.
That's just like in real life. They just want to go, and they want to go fast.
Yeah,
Stopping them from doing that is quite an art.
Yeah, and because you were saying you actually have driven JAs.
Yes, I've driven 1260 at the Plains Railway.
Wow.
In Ashworth. So I am familiar with how they operate, which has gone a long way to getting this right. One of the reasons it's taken so long as well, because if you're familiar with something and it's not doing what it should be, it's one of those things that's just niggles at you.
Yeah. You want to make it right, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like now it's just sort of leaping away, and I'm just having to. It's fine. I'm losing points. It's fine.
You're on a bit of a downgrade, and it will want to go. Being all on roller bearings, they were very, very free rolling machines.
Well, it's quite interesting because, as you said, they're very free rolling and free steaming. So they're and it actually, when you're driving it, it actually feels that is what they're like.
Yeah. I try very hard to get it to feel like it should.
Yeah. So you really have to. I think once you get the knack of it, it will be a very fun locomotive to drive. There we go. So as you said, this is the weathered version that we're driving today. But as you said, you've got a clean version as well.
Yeah. Not a preservation railway's clean, but a working railway's clean.
Yes.
That's what I like to call it. It's not 100% spotless and shiny.
It's not been polished, And,
not been polished. It's been wiped down with some tallow that they used to use back then to clean them.
Yeah, oily rags and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must admit, it's a lovely cab as well.
Yeah, nice big and spacious cabs too. Which...
Yeah. There we go. Right. So what we're doing is, in this scenario, we're going to collect a failed diesel locomotive, which really, I suppose, was common sight in the early days of steam, because it was certainly here in this country. A lot of the diesels did fail very, very early on. I've even got a photograph at Norwich Station of a steam locomotive having to shunt the diesel before it failed, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, early on here there was even spots of banking steam engines on front of the diesel still, because there just wasn't enough of them yet.
Really?
As well, the steam was still around, so they would bank the steam engine.
Yeah. When did steam actually finish in New Zealand? Like totally?
1971. The JAs were the last locos in service.
Right. And
they were returned.
Yeah. What's
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so with the JAs, why were they chosen as like the last ones to be in steam? Was it because they were reliable, or
They were
because
very
it's-
reliable when they were still, like I said, most of them were still very new.
Yeah.
In locomotive terms, they were very new engines. And so, and you know, free steaming,
Yeah.
well performing locos.
Yeah.
So they were kept for the expresses in the South Island because the railways didn't have enough steam heating vans.
Right.
So they were kept for the winter services and the overnight services in the South Island until enough steam heating vans arrived to replace them.
Oh, I see. Right. Well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, when you think about it, definitely, you know, just keep steam on because, do you? I mean, I've never been to New Zealand, but I'm guessing you get very cold winters.
Yes, parts of the country get some very cold winters. Especially, South Island gets cold winters, cold nights.
Yeah.
And, you know, have to keep steam heating up somehow.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. We're about to enter Cass, come to a clear stop at the triangle point at Cass level crossing. Set at points
Don't
reverse.
forget
What's that?
to stop at the. Don't forget to stop at the red signal that's going to meet you at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I won't forget. Yeah, knowing me, I probably would forget that, and then we'd have to be back to square one.
While making this scenario, I drove past it myself several times.
Oh,
I had to
did
go
you?
back and starting. You just get in the mindset, oh, I'm just driving up this hill and I've got to keep going. And then you suddenly realise that, oh no, you're meant to stop.
Yeah. Was there sort of any locomotives that the JA was realistically based off, or was it just...
They were based off the J class that came before them. The JA was essentially an improved J.
Yeah.
And the J's looked almost identical, except they were streamlined when they arrived.
Right. I'll keep it steady so I make sure I stop in time.
You need to stop pretty close to the signal, I think, for it to detect that you're there. So it's one of those SLA ones for the loop, which means you need to stop for 10 seconds before you can go past it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
'Cause it won't turn green, it will stay red, but you're allowed to go past once you've been stopped. And it's at a funny place too, that's one of the reasons I drive past it all the time. It's way off to the side there.
Yeah, I can see it
By that
there.
little hut.
Yeah.
It's for the sighting because of that curve at the top, but you need to see it way down the hill.
Yeah. So I need to stop around here. So.
Probably about where it says about 0.01 or something on your HUD down the bottom there.
Do it all, please. There we go. So we've got to wait for 10 seconds then, have we?
Yep. You won't see anything change on the signal whatsoever. It's just one of those. You count to 10 and then off you go.
I think we're normally at 10.
Yeah, I think it's been about 10 seconds.
Just make sure I set this as well, because if not, so this is the triangle over here. So we've got to go around this triangle, haven't we, to couple
Yep.
up to the diesel.
Quite a interesting triangle to go around because it's on weird grades, so you find yourself rolling backwards quite fast.
Why was the triangle built instead of a turntable? Because surely a turntable would save more space.
New Zealand Railways were fans of triangles over turntables where they could, if there was space for them, they put a triangle in. Less maintenance, less of a problem.
Yeah.
Like up at Cass, they get snow in the winter time that would block up a turntable.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
Like, this pass at the top end has the but it is right there. There's a turntable, and they'd have that problem within the winter. It freeze up in the snow.
Ah, fair enough.
So when that happened, they'd have to run the locos. If the train was coming up Dartford Pass, they'd get the cash here and they'd turn the loco around and run the loco tender first up Dartford Pass so that they could come down forwards when they left again.
Yeah. There we go. Put some more water on now. Keep it quiet.
For the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a bit slippy. I think I've probably got a brake dragging again.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Or at least we're stopping the point I need to stop at anyway. Road set. Just checking the brake settings again. Yeah. There we go, now we can push back. And you said this is weed gradient, so it's a bit all over the place.
Yeah, they're a bit all over the place, especially the this first lead coming round is alright, but the one sitting back is quite it can catch you out if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, yeah. There we go, around the first part of the triangle. Go off the end. Oh, I'm gonna have to push back a bit more. There we go, we'll get there. It's fine.
Yeah, the other trick with this triangle is it's got very short legs on the end of it.
Yeah.
It's stopping there.
We've got another brake dragging again. That point yet? Yeah, we can. Lovely. Back to the cab, reset the brakes. There goes my slipping now. That's better. We'll get there. It's fine. We'll all get there. Alright. Let's triangle north. Set the road here and then reverse back onto the train. Stop.
Yeah, you've caught the steep grade there.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I didn't realise that was as steep
It's right
as
at
that.
the end of the points. It suddenly drops off.
Yeah, that one will catch you out. What? Oh dear, that one definitely did catch me out. Yeah.
Which is why I think it's got the longer leg on it. If you look at it compared to the other one, it's quite long.
Yeah, I should think drivers have been caught out from that quite a bit, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Especially if it's your first time round it or something.
Yes, yeah. They're probably saying now, right, don't forget that there's a point there that you've got to be very careful of.
You're very, very careful, because you'll roll off.
Yeah. We are running with roller bearings. Right. Put into release. Go. So now we've got go into the loop. Yeah, it keeps trying, definitely. It definitely, it's a beautiful, it works really well. I mean, you can certainly tell if you've got brakes dragging or anything like that, it just responds, you know.
Yeah, you can feel it in the engine, like, oh, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Especially once you know it's a very free steaming, free running engine, you can tell straight away when something's not working as it should be.
And how did you simulate that? What sort of challenges did you come across when you were trying to simulate the locomotive?
Many challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been... I've never done a big engine either for a simulator before, so there's challenges just in that. But yeah, the biggest challenge, of course, has been because I'm familiar with it in real life.
Yeah.
Getting to a point where I'm happy with it, and not like, well, that needs fixing, well, that needs fixing.
Yeah.
Well, I could probably tweak that a little bit more, delay it or something. There's a lot of delayed responses built into the controls and things to make it feel like it should.
Well, actually, that's something that I feel that, you know, I mean, you know, it's not like a diesel locomotive where everything's so fast. You know, steam locomotives, you have to wait for responses, don't you? You know?
Yeah, you have to wait for pressure to build up, or you have to wait for the speed to travel along wherever it's got to travel.
Yeah.
Like these had a dome throttle, so you got when you open the throttle, steam has to travel through all the superheater, and then to the cylinders, so there's a delay before the throttle will respond to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see if I open the regulator now, there's the delay.
Yeah.
I know I'm certainly not an expert at driving it yet, but I'm sure over time I will get used to it. So. There you go, right, we're coupled. Good work, you're coupled and almost ready to depart. Make sure the points of the triangle are being reset. If the departure signal on the head displays red, press the tab, which I think it is. Just make sure I set the road correctly, and then we can head off.
Yeah, we're not going to try and take that whole train around the triangle. That would be an interesting experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to try that. I wouldn't want to try. I'm guessing that was a common sight in New Zealand in the early days of steam, or the late days of steam, should I say. Failed locomotive. That's really weathered, look at that.
Yeah, railways didn't believe in keeping things clean.
No. No, I don't think they did very near the end of steam or anything like that, did they? It was not,
No.
you know. This is going to be the fun bit because we're going downhill now.
for quite a long time.
Yes, yeah. Already had a go at this earlier, and I was like, I'm speeding for quite a while, so...
Like you say though, they're an engine that wants to go fast, so that slow straights down hills isn't really ideal.
No.
There are various reports over the years of just how fast a JA could go. The most common reported one is about 80 mile an hour.
Really? That's
which
amazing.
is pretty fast on only 3'6" track.
Well, that was exactly what I was going to say. You know?
There are other rumours of them doing 100 miles an hour, but those ones are a little bit more sceptical about those reports.
I mean, let's put it this way. I wouldn't put it past it if it had, you know, had done.
I suspect if you could find somewhere long, straight and flat enough, they'd probably get close.
Yeah.
But New Zealand doesn't have anywhere long, straight or flat enough. Now, the longest straight here in the country is only about 20 kilometres long.
Right.
And it's not flat, it's got a big hill in the middle of it, so...
yeah, so it's not going to be that, yeah, it's not going to work very well.
No, not for setting speed records.
No, no. There we go. Yay, I've actually found a way of getting it to actually be correct to speed now. I think it's probably because it's a bit unusual, but I think it's a little bit easier when you've got stock, I would say, running light.
It's much easier when you've got wagons on the back to help brake, keep the speed in check.
Yeah.
Light loco is always a challenge.
Yeah.
Even in real life, light loco is a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because it's got no weight, you know, it just wants to go,
Yeah.
you know.
And yeah, because all on roller bearings, they roll very freely, and before you know it, you're going quite fast indeed.
Yeah. So how many JAs are there left now in preservation altogether?
Oh, I do know that, but not off the top of my head. I think there's about 6.
Oh, 6, okay. Yeah, yeah. And is any of them, like, famous? Was there any sort of, you know...
Well, most of the ones that survived, funnily enough, were all used on the last passenger services.
Right.
As in, there was more of them around. But the ones that have all made it to preservation all worked various different legs of that last trip that was steam hauled.
Yeah.
Like the one I used to work on in Ashburton 1260 pulled the last steam hauled express south out of Christchurch.
Right.
And like many of the others also pulled different legs of that same express, either southwards or northwards.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't just get the loco either, do you? You get some coaching stock as well.
Yeah, you get some. There's a couple of those white wagons there at the end. They come with it, and you get a series of steel passenger cars as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's no point having a JA without the passenger cars that they used to pull all the time.
Yeah, because I've noticed some of them have survived into preservation.
Yes, there's quite a few of those around the place now in preservation.
Yeah. We're getting there, it's fine. Because we're on the level now and I was doing all the braking. I was like, hang on a minute, why are we slowing down? Oh, I know why. So how long did it take you to make the locomotive in the simulator?
Modelling wise is probably, I think it took about 6 months modelling wise, but then it's been retextured several times since then, as I learnt new techniques and new things became available, because I actually completed the loco before we even started on the route.
Oh, really?
So,
yes, yeah.
So, but we needed somewhere for it to run, so I had to make a route for it. But then I've probably spent the year since we released it, the route I've been working on and off on the JA almost exclusively for the last 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Polishing off the scripting and tweaking bits and pieces.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there's also a light switch, isn't there, that turns all these on, so you can actually see.
Yes.
All the oil. I've been trying to turn it on. Trying to remember.
Hang on, I'll find it for you in the manual.
Yeah, it's just a lovely. It's a really comfortable cab. It's very nice looking.
Shift Control L for the lights behind the lubricator.
Shift Control L.
Yep, they should do it.
Seems to be turning on. I might have pressed something by mistake. We'll get there. It's fine. But yeah, so But it's nice because it's something completely different that's been out there before, hasn't there? You know, there's no you know, so it'll be a completely different experience for people to play the steam locomotive. Just purely because the locomotives are so well. I wouldn't say they're like fully different, but as I said, they've got very similar similarities to the American locomotives, but then it has its own separate controls that you still need to learn, really, don't you?
Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces that you need to get to grips with.
Yeah. But I think once you get the hang of it, I must admit, I keep looking at the cab and you see the water level going up and down in the gauge glasses and everything. I just love all that.
Yeah, it's all scripted, so it requires you to blow down the gauge glasses every now and then and stuff because they stop working.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Yeah, the lights. So.
Yeah, I haven't actually done that yet.
Be the tricox at the bottom to drain them.
Is it this one?
So you got water and the one underneath that's tricox, and that one will be that's the drain. Turn off the water and then turn on the tricox and blow them down.
Oh, there he is. There's a tricock.
Yep.
So you turn off the tricock, yeah.
Yep, we'll turn on the tricock, turn off the water.
Turn off the water.
And then make sure it's all cleaned out. And then you turn your water back on and your tricock off.
Yeah. Water's back on. There we go. There you go. It comes back up again. Look at that.
Just like the boiler water is all monitored by the script as well, so you have to give the boiler blow down every whatever it was. 60 minutes I think was the maximum you were meant to run without blowing down the boiler.
Oh really? Okay. Yeah.
Just to make sure you're keeping all that impurities out.
Yeah. And will that tell you like in the scenarios that you need to do that, or is that?
Yeah, well, it comes up as one of the pop-ups up the top corner if you're getting close to needing to blow the boiler down.
Ah, okay. That's good then.
It does warn you, so that you don't get caught out by the fact that your loco's not performing properly anymore and your gauge glasses don't work.
Yeah. There's nothing worse with the gauge glasses suddenly not working.
Yeah, look at it and like, that's not at all what I expect.
Looking at the water and going, hang on a minute, the HUD is saying 50%, my gauge glass is saying 20. I wonder what's going on there. Which reminds me, I need to put some more water on. And put some more coal on.
There's the other scenarios that come with it. I've set them all up. Most of them fairly challenging with trains near the max weight for the loco, so that you have to do some work.
Yeah.
Especially through the hilly sections.
So what? I mean, realistically, how many coaches and wagons would these locomotives haul? You know.
They were good for about 1,000 tons for freight.
Yeah.
So, and with four-wheelers, that's quite a long train.
Yes.
But passenger car-wise, in order to keep to the timetables, they would only run about 6 or 7 cars behind them.
Right.
Typically.
Yeah, because I've been watching a load of videos of them, you know, on YouTube, of different New Zealand locomotives. I can't remember if it was a JA. Really struggled on the bank once. I think it'd only just come back from overhaul, and I noticed it was on the main line somewhere, really struggling to get up the bank.
Yes, they are right on the borderline. If you're howling off at all, they start to lose traction very fast because they're right on the edge for weight versus power.
Right.
So you know, your fireman builds up a good fire to go up a hill, but if you start howling off, you start losing power.
Yes.
Because you've got too much now for what you can actually use.
Yeah. So I mean, what do they weigh? You know, are they quite heavy? I mean, as you're saying, power is quite
110 tons, including tender.
Right.
So they're not a heavyweight engine. They were designed to be able to do branch line work here as well.
Yeah.
So we're only talking about 11 tons on an axle.
Blimey, okay.
For the drivers. So they're quite light on their feet.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you're talking New Zealand steam, how many different types of class was there in the sense of, say you take one time period, what was there, you know, was there a load of locomotives that they just went, okay, right, we've got this locomotive for this type of work and this locomotive for this type of work? Was there sort of like, obviously, would you more consider that the JAs were a mixed traffic locomotive compared to
the thing is, over here everything was mixed traffic locomotive. They didn't believe in ones designated just for expresses or just for goods. Everything was mixed traffic.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about it even more, with the mixed traffic engine capable of 80 mile an hour, is pretty impressive.
Yeah. I can't think of it. I think that there has been rumours of I think Black Fives in the UK reaching, you know, high speeds. Whether it actually ever happened, I don't know. But you know, I mean, a Black 5 is technically a mixed traffic locomotive. I mean, there was rumours of a 9F tender locomotive, you know, the 9F freight locomotives, them hauling express passengers and stopping passenger trains and being able to do as good as everyone else, you know.
Yeah.
Roll in, change the points. If not, I'm going to get stuck.
You're gonna hit your wagons that you left behind.
Yeah.
That'd be embarrassing for everybody.
Yes. I wouldn't want to do that, ideally. Hold on. So we're up at 1 in 61 gradient now. It's starting to hit me a bit now.
Yes. That's one of the things I always enjoyed about this route too, is it's so up and down.
Yeah. And it catches you out because it's such a vast area, you don't notice that it's climbing, you know.
Yeah, like in this river valley, you're like, oh, this looks flat, but you're steadily going uphill just about the whole way.
Yeah. And there's the wagons we left behind. The guard's probably sitting there like, oh.
How much longer do I have to wait?
Yes, yeah. I'll give him a quick toot, wake him up. Yeah, because it's a very remote area, I've noticed along the line. There's not many cities, you know.
Not much going on up there at all. Even now, there's still not much going on up there.
Yeah. But a very beautiful park, very beautiful. And I think it's been captured so well, and I think, you know, just sitting, if I remove the HUD, sorry, keep having the HUD up, sorry about that, but it just, I mean, it fits so well into the scenery, it just fits, you know.
Yeah.
And it's,
like I said, when we did the route stream, getting the feel of the route right was very important to us.
yeah, yeah.
You don't want it to feel like you're in the middle of America or the middle of the UK.
Yeah, yeah. If it feels completely different to any other country, you know, and you can feel that, you know, it looks like it, you know, as I say, driving this locomotive gives it a completely different look as well, you know. It's actually, it's a joy, it really is, it's a lovely locomotive. I think you've done really well on it, you know, it's done really well.
Thank you very much. I said, big labour of love, this one.
Yeah.
Almost with on and off over, I think it's been probably 7 or so years now. It's been in development, but yeah, the route knocked it back for quite a long time.
Yeah. So what's your favourite class of New Zealand locomotive then? There's one.
The early stuff, not the... Funny enough, not this later stuff, the 1900s sort of era stuff is where my favourites lie.
Yeah.
But the early... The original K class, for example, the Rogers loco, they were always a nice engine. And then the later batch of 10-wheelers that we got around 1900, they were smart looking engines as well.
Yeah.
Back before they just painted everything black.
Yeah. I mean, did they have any? Did they just all paint the locomotives black, sort of nearer the sort of after sort of you'd say the 30s?
The all over black came in around the First World War.
Yeah.
Because we sent so many people away that there's nobody to clean the engines anymore.
Right.
So they didn't bother keeping the brass cleaning anymore, so then they decided we'll just paint them black.
Yeah.
If we're not keeping them clean.
Yeah.
But before then, we had multitude of different liveries that were trialled, and different manufacturers in the very early years used to provide locos in their livery. So there was no real standard until the late 1890s when we started to standardise the livery across the fleet.
Yeah.
But even then, there was 2 or 3 different variations used.
Oh really? Wow. I must admit as well, I've noticed the injectors pick up so well on this. It's fantastic.
Very big. They use very big injectors and very efficient injectors on it, which is, you know, when you're building an engine that you want, that was like the pinnacle of steam engineering in the 1940s.
Yeah.
You get a lot of advantages over earlier stuff.
Yeah, I'd suppose you'd call these locomotives like the equivalent of the BR standards in the UK. I'd suppose, you know, the sort of like the, you know, when we were building them after the Second World War, you know, we had the, you know, in the 1950s we had, you know, the 9Fs, Britannias, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose.
Modern engines with all the best of the best that was available at the time.
Yes, yeah, of course. Because they'd obviously learned from locomotives past what was best for them, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I drove this park route before, I must admit.
This bit's pretty nice up here along the side of the river.
Yeah.
And then when you come round the corner and over the Bearley Bridge up to Arthur's Path, it suddenly becomes a steep gradient.
Yeah. I don't know. I just keep like looking at it and I just think it's just yeah. I think the weathering effect is really well done as well. You know, I think.
Yes, I spend a lot of time getting the weathering to feel like a weathered loco over here.
You know, because you can see. I mean, if I look at the back of the tender, you can see where the water's cleaned the back of the tender and has left part of the tender clean and not that part of the tender, and then you've got all the oil marks on the cylinders coming down from, I'm guessing these are the oil pots at the top, I'm guessing.
You've got those were inspection holes.
Oh right,
they
yes.
Have a grass cap and then it's for getting your valve timing correct and things, so you can pop them out and see where the valve's sitting.
Yeah.
But above that you got the snifting valve leaking oil everywhere as well.
Yeah. Really flat out this bit. I mean, here we go. I mean, this is an example. I mean, you're looking at this and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, this must be flat land. You know, there must be a gradient." Yeah. But we're on a 1 in 75. So if I come all the way up to the top here and then look back down,
yeah, downhill.
Yeah, you can see you're coming uphill. It's strange. It's such a, you know.
Yeah, it feels like nice flat plane that you're just driving across, but no, it's a steady climb.
Yeah. And I think this I mean the diesels, you know, what you had before, you know, with the route, you know, it's a good start off, but I think with this is going to be a completely different challenge for everyone. You know, this
steam is a much bigger challenge.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for everybody. I think the diesels are still fun, and still the electrics is fun as well. But this just gives a different challenge, you know, and also it gives the opportunity for people to compare, doesn't it? You know, it gives people the chance to say, you know, have a look at the steam loco, have a look at the diesel and the electric locomotives, and compare, you know.
See how much easier it got when they dieselised everything.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I find with driving the route with the steam engines is, unlike the diesels, the steam engines require you to be constantly adjusting everything.
Oh, yeah.
Bit more steam, a bit less reverser, a bit more reverser.
Yeah, a little bit more coal, a little bit more water, you know.
Just constantly needing it. It just constantly needs attention.
Yeah. And you keep looking at it and you think, have I done enough there? Have I done enough here? You know.
Is that going to be enough for the hill coming up? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also, this route catches you out because, as we were saying about the gradient profile and things like that, you know, you're looking at it and you think to yourself, "Oh, I don't need to put much coal on. It's flat."
Yeah.
But it isn't. You know, it's really it's a great challenge. Yeah.
Or you're running along a flat piece where there's no grade, and then suddenly it's on a 1 in 50.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden off the end of it is just about up vertical.
Yeah, exactly. I must admit, I'm doing quite well considering we're coming up the grade and I haven't stalled. That's pretty good going, I must admit.
We're still going pretty steadily. We're doing well. I say you're losing a bit of speed again now, but we've gone from a 1 in 75 to a 1 in 65, so that'll be why.
Yeah. And I have to start putting the wall roll in a minute, I think. If not, we'll be in trouble.
But yeah, the weathered version has a few more steam leaks and things around the place as well that are steam leaks from the piston packing and things that are timed with the cylinders and the piston strokes, so leaks when it's supposed to. And
so would you say you've made this sort of as close to a locomotive as possible and used you know, as you're saying, that the weathered version would be slightly more leaky, it would be slightly more, you know,
loses its feet a bit easier because it's worn tyres,
yes,
things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more
I've tried
looser,
to,
you know.
yeah, it makes it a different experience between the clean and the weathered versions as well to drive, because they are just that little bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
Not much different, but enough that you notice it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, because I noticed that we're up on the one in 76 now, and it's, yeah, I should have probably put a bit more power down earlier on, because you notice you're slugging a little bit now. You know?
Yeah, she's getting hard now.
Yeah. But I'm still, my pressure's still okay, because I put coal on, we're getting to a good point, you know.
Yeah, holding pressure alright. That's what you want, as long as it holds.
Yeah, I don't want it to be going down to something like, I think I was driving it earlier and it went down to 98. I was like, what have I done wrong? I just looked at it and then, huh? What happened there? And it's, yeah. But I must admit, yeah, it's...
That's one of the things to remember too, is they're a narrow gauge engine, they aren't a big engine.
Yes.
Which means you don't have the boiler volume that you do on equivalent engines overseas.
Of course,
so it is easy to run yourself out of steam if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. But also it does you out, because you don't realise it's a narrow gauge locomotive. When you look at it, you think it is a standard gauge, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you put this against, as we say, you know, if you put it against something in Australia, you know, and compare it to sort of like 3801 or one of the broad gauge locomotives? What was it, 5 foot? I can't remember what gauge they are. There's a sort of broader gauge, isn't there?
Yeah, they've got a broad gauge over there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd compare that to these, you know, this would be, you know, a lot. I should consider it probably be quite small, you know, size-wise comparing.
Yeah, the JA is a similar sort of length to the likes of the Flying Scotsman, but a smaller overall engine. Same sort of length, but scaled down a bit.
Yeah.
But surprisingly not too much, because the loading gauge, not the track gauge, but the loading gauge itself, is very similar in Britain as to here.
Oh really?
We run former Mark II cars here, just on 3'6" bogies, slightly lowered. But the car profile still fits.
Just keeping an eye on the pressure. I realise I had less water
losing it a bit now.
Yeah, it's because we've gone on the flat bit and I'm just like, I've just realised I haven't got much pressure. It's alright, it's climbing again, so we're alright, we'll get there.
Just give it a bit of blower to give it some hurry up.
Yeah. I'll have to get in the cab to do it. Oh no, that's alright, it's come on. That's alright, we're not losing speed too much.
Yeah, this last slog up here is...
It catches you out. It really does, yeah.
It's a steady grade for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's wonderful photos from the steam era of trains arriving at Arthur's Pass at the top of the hill, because you pretty much have to be going as hard as the engine will work all the way to the top, and then shut off quick because it suddenly levels out and you're in the yard.
Blimey, yeah. Yeah, because I did have a VHS that I used to watch when I was younger, all about New Zealand steam, and one of the videos had sort of footplate crew from the time period, you know, all talking about steam and sort of all archive footage, and I must admit some of the archive footage was quite incredible, you know. It's,
what was it? The New Zealand National Film Unit used to enjoy doing railway videos. It's how they kept everybody informed of what was going on.
Yeah.
So there's quite a fair bit of nice archival footage.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's a beautiful country, and you know, the railways is a way to show how beautiful it is, isn't it? You know, you can see. I mean, you know, how would you see all this area, you know, without going by rail? You know, it just.
No, exactly. It's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, you know. So it's. How far are we? We're nearly there.
Probably only about, what, 2.5-ish miles to go?
Yeah, 2.5 miles.
Yes, I'm very familiar with the distances around the bridge after so long.
Working on it so long, yeah. Yeah.
Just know straight off the head, oh, yeah, it's about 2 miles from here to that place.
Yeah. Yeah, but as you can see, you've got all there's your blower, injectors. So your injectors, you've got fireman's side, you've got driver's side as well.
They're both on the fireman's.
It's beside the fireman's, did you say?
Yeah, they're both fireman's side. You've got your live steam and your exhaust injector both on the fireman's side.
Oh, I see, okay. Oh yeah, I can see, yeah. Oh, we're on a 1 in 60 now. Come on!
and your 140 psi boiler pressure starting to catch up with you.
Yeah. But as I said, you know, you're looking at this and you go, that's never a 1 in 60. Because that area, if you look in front of you, it's just flat. And it's, yeah.
You can't there's nothing there to guide your eye to make you think that it's a hill.
Yeah. Come on.
At least your boiler pressure's picking up fast now that you've slowed right down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not using as much.
No. Oh, we're starting to increase speed. Here we go. It's going up. It's working. Come on.
It's because, yeah, with the sharp grades and things on the line, it's never fun if you stall it.
No. No.
Because it started again is quite an art.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't stall it there, to be honest. As long as you can keep it moving, you know.
As long as you're still moving forwards.
Yeah.
Even if you're only doing half a mile an hour, as long as you're still going forwards, you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're now helped because we're now on a 1 in 10. 1 in 110, sorry. Not a 1 in 10, God, if it was a 1 in 10, it'd be vertical, that would. God, dear, oh dear.
The 1 in 110 is pretty much what they'd call flat over in this country.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. What, do you know what the heaviest grade is? New Zealand?
The tunnel on the route here is at 1 in 33.
33, yeah.
There's a section of 1 in 25 just as you go out of Otero.
Blimey.
And we also had in the North Island the Remataka incline, which was 1 in 15.
Wow.
That was worked by FEL locomotives.
Yeah. So they rack assisted, were they?
No, FEL. So just your rail down the centre with some grip wheels on either side.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were. FELs weren't as common as the railways were.
Yeah. Well, we nearly made it to the top now. I must admit, to build a railway like this must have been very hard for the railway workers, you know, in those days.
Yeah, not great conditions.
Yeah. And do a nice, let's do, as we call it, a kernel cam. Slowing down again.
Probably steepened up again, aren't you?
Yeah. What was it now? 1 in 70, that's why. We're about 3 minutes away if we keep this up. Come on. I should think the locomotive crews in the day must have had to have a lot of training to learn the grades. Obviously, as we said, you know, because you can't interpretate where the hills are, you know.
Yeah.
Your route knowledge.
A lot of experience.
Yeah, you'd have to have a lot more route knowledge, you know.
Yeah. Why they did base crews out of Springfield at the bottom. Well, at the start of the route here, there was the depot there, and the Springfield crews usually works Springfield Jansen Pass, so they were most familiar with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Occasionally you get Christchurch crews working as well, but not as often.
Yeah. Well, there's a signal coming up, so we know we're not far off.
I think that's probably the last intermediate. Yep, before Arthur's Pass.
Yeah.
Which is
just round the
you
corner.
You can see the gradient there that you've got to get up.
Yeah, oh yeah, you
from
can
those
see it,
signals
can't
up
you?
to the top end.
Yeah, because you can see it level off, can't you, at the top there?
Yeah, you can see it level off as it gets to the top.
Which you wouldn't see. Yeah, you go. Like, yeah, you can just see it take off there and up. Yeah.
Just after the signals, it picks up. You notice it when you change your focal length of the camera there, so it compresses it more. You see the grades a bit sharper.
Yeah. But our pressure's still coming up. That's the main thing. Oh, I'm not stalling this time. I've nearly done it once, I'm not doing it again. But, there you go, that's better. I've made it this far, I'm not going to stop yet. Not when we're nearly half a mile away, come on. Make sure I'm not dragging any brakes. Any easier.
Nope.
If not, we'll have to get the guard out to give a push.
You have to do what they occasionally had to do here and double bank, split the train and take one half away and then come back for the other half.
Really? Was it because it was that steep in some places?
Yeah, occasionally a driver would get caught out with a speed restriction for maintenance in an awkward place or something, and then not have the speed for the next grade, and they'd split the train.
Yeah.
And take one half up and then come back for the other half, which is, you know, nobody wants to do that.
No.
It's not, wasn't common, but it happened often enough.
Yeah.
That there was, you know, specific rules for how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're in that single line operating area, so you can bugger things up by leaving half the train parked in the middle of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's quite a long distance between passing groups, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the other
realistically?
thing. It's quite a way. So if you have to split your train, you have to go quite a long way to run around it to come back for the other half.
Yeah. Well, that's better. We're off now.
Just in time for it to steepen up a bit more.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is going to be fun. Oh, 1 in 58, 56, 55. At least I've got enough pressure now. In 50 now. Just got enough pressure. Whee!
Yeah, now you got to watch out for losing her feet because she's got so much pressure up again.
Whee! I see what you mean. Yeah, that works so well. Because you think to yourself, yep, perfect, I've got the pressure to get up.
But now you've got too much power.
And then all of a sudden she just loses her feet. That's fantastic.
Typically only does it when you're quite a long way forward on the reverser, but of course it needs to be quite a long way forward on the reverser to get the power to get up the hill.
Yeah.
So,
because you, as you say, you have to just get it on that brink.
yep. I'm sitting just right.
Yeah.
You're looking like real life now though, with them howling off as they come into after fast, which is good. You need a full fire on.
Yeah. So this is probably how they would climb the hill, is that they'd be leaving it at that breaking point that between it slipping and not, you know.
Yeah, you want to drive it right on that edge.
Yeah.
And then hope, because it's mountainous railway like that, you don't get a sudden shower of rain.
Yeah. Like what's happening exactly now. Come on, we're nearly at the top. 1 in 46 now, come on!
Well, we can see the siding marker now, so we're very close.
Yeah. Oh, I'm slipping again.
Might need a bit of sand.
Yeah, I think I might do. Oh no.
Now you got problems.
Yeah. Brakes on. Oh, nearly did. Nearly there. Nearly there.
So close.
Right. So what would you suggest now in this situation?
Crossing your fingers. Maybe bring your reverser back a bit so it's not giving full power.
Oh, hello. Hey, there we go, nearly. Oh, come on.
Nearly got a wheel on it.
Come on, nearly. Come on, nearly. It thought about it, didn't it?
It tried. You need that fraction while the brake's still releasing on part of the train.
Yeah.
Move your speed up.
Oh. This is so difficult to get it timed just right.
Yeah, and you don't want too much power all at once, and
Yeah.
but then you've got the delay in the throttle, which means you can't judge when you should shut it.
Oh, there we go. Right, hang on. Let's have a go at this. So, let's try it within the tab so I know we can hear it a lot better. I don't think I'm going to get it up the hill, I don't think. So, mate.
I think you're stuck unless you want to do a run up. Or maybe chuck a couple of handbrakes on at the gas van end or something to stop it sliding backwards.
That's the point. Try that. Let's give that a try. We'll have one more go. And we'll see. If not, we'll have to... Oh, well, I didn't think... I've nearly got there, to be honest.
You're
So-
very close. But yeah, that last steep jump up into Arthur's Pass is where, if you're going to stall, that's where you're going to stall.
Yeah.
I said it was 1 in 45, which is quite steep.
Oh, hello. So we don't roll back. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do, does it? It's just like, there you go.
It can't quite go forwards, and with the steam on, it can't roll backwards either, so you're
Yeah.
stuck. Maybe once as soon as it starts to creep forward a bit, start releasing those handbrakes.
Yeah. One more go, come on. It's looking promising, it's trying.
Trying.
Come on. Come on.
Give it a fraction more forwards on the reverser. I think you're stuck.
I think I'm stuck. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere, do you?
No, I think that's where you're stopping.
I think that's where we're finishing. Oh dear. Oh well, that's been brilliant fun, and certainly worth a try to see if I can get the loco up the bank.
Like I say, I made all the scenarios fairly challenging for it.
Yes, yeah. So there's your challenge, everyone. Can you do better than me? There you go. That's their next task. So there we go. So as that was, that's the that is the New Zealand JA. Thank you, Stefan, for showing us this fantastic locomotive. Really, really good fun.
Oh, thanks very much for having me back.
Yeah, definitely. And it should be with us very soon. So everybody's got to look forward, something to look forward to. It's certainly a beautiful locomotive, and it's been done very well. I'm very impressed. Well done. It's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and enjoy the next feature. So it's goodbye from me.
And me.
Yeah, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Hello everybody, let me just change over what I was aiming to do and do that. There we go. How are we all doing? Yes, that didn't quite go to plan, did it really? I did have a go at trying to get it up the bank, but yeah, it just couldn't get right up to the top. But there we go, never mind. So But yeah, right. Let me move into the right position so it actually looks all right on the camera. So we are going to drive some Tohoku high speed. So we are on the we're doing a non-stop run. So we got a Sendai, and we'll be driving the E5 and 320 kilometers an hour. So yes, we've got that to look forward to. So let's get in, shall we? Hang on. I think I might have turned the game audio down because I can't hear it. Hang on a minute. What's going wrong there? Why can't I turn that? Oh, hang on. Give me a minute, chat. TS is having a bit of a play up, so just give me a minute and I'll just refresh TS.
Back in a minute. I'm just sorting CSA.
There we go. Yeah, I think I pressed pause by mistake. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Right, let's go do that. There we go, and get the doors open. There we go. So we got the E5 Shinkansen. Look at this. Yep. Yeah, I think I was. It's amazing the how long the nose is on the locomotive. It's quite on the unit. It's quite amazing. Right, shall we head off? So we've got 171 kilometres to do. We go up to 160. Got a fantastic acceleration rate on this. There we go. Yeah, we'll do Artful. I'll show the slower line as well, but I thought we'd do sort of we show some of the high speed as well first. And we can go up to 320. There we go. We're nearly at 300 already. $310. $320. There we go. Yeah, you do 320 through the platforms. Yeah, you're right. I'll have a go. Train Simulator Drive, I'll have a go. Let's do it further up the line, shall we? to get further up. It's so fast trying to keep up with it. There we go. Just wait for the gantries to load in. There we go. It's a bit better. It's so quick, it's just like gone. You know. Love the interior though. No, I don't think it does, Epic. Turn the desk light on as well. Got a little desk light there as well. Got one on either side. And the signalling is ATC type signalling. So if I sped over sort of 320, it automatically brakes for me. If you wonder why this keeps flashing, it's because I've got cruise control on. Oh, is it, Nico? Oh, sorry. Yep. I'm not sure, Artful. First station. Now we're getting to the southerly sections of the route. Let's get down here. You know, it's now braking for us because we're now speeding. So now shut down the power altogether. We're now sort of on the flat now. So let's have a look at. Give me a minute. it'll drop down to 3. There we go. So with Tohoku high speed, you get 175 kilometers of high speed line from Senda to Morika. I hope I've pronounced that right. And coming on through one of the next stations. You get 48 miles of main line from Kitakama to Morika. 20 detail stations. You get the E5, which is a high-speed EMU, which is what we've got here, which has got the interesting nose. And you get the 701 series EMU as well. Yeah, and you've got two different types of safety systems. So you've got the DS-ATC, which is high-speed, and the ATS-P, which is mainline. You get 11 scenarios as well. So yeah, must admit it's a very, very... Oh, hello, got a big bridge here. Almost missed that. That lovely water bridge there. That's gorgeous. Oh, thanks, Nico. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to quite pronounce them. Yeah. Yeah, I need to be like, don't I, and things like that. I think having a Gronk doing over 320 kilometers an hour would be quite interesting, to say the least. Yeah. Well, there's another one passing. Let's get a station shot, shall we? So that's what it would look like coming through one of them at that sort of speed. Now we've got to go through all the tunnels. So there's one. And there's two. Yeah, you do, Nico. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you have water sprays. It's to keep the tracks all clean, isn't it? And mainly with the point work as well. what I'll do is I'll show you the map. So we are about here, and we started, where did we start at? We started all the way up here, and went all the way down there. We're now currently down there, and the end of the line is down here. It's quite a long distance. No, I don't think it's snow. Yeah, I don't think having snow, you know, pushing snow at 320 kilometers an hour would be a very good idea, to be honest. So I will let you know a little bit history around the E5 Shinkansens. So they've constructed in 2009 and it's still being by the sounds it's still being constructed now. They were in service from 2011. They replaced the 200, the E1, the E2 and the E4, which also the H5 also replaced those. So they first entered service on the 5th of March 2011. The E5 number under construction is 130 vehicles. At the moment there is 460 vehicles or 46 sets altogether of E5s. And there's 10 cars per set. They have a capacity of 731, which is 658 standard, 55 green and 18 grand class. There we go. They have a top speed, as we said, of 320 kilometers an hour, which is 200 miles an hour. They weigh 53.5 tons. There we go. So yes, quite an interesting type of of unit. Ah, CTSL, thank you. Yeah, there's two different types. Yeah, coming into another large station now. Okay, Nico, thank you for that. Yeah, so the E5 is GR, Japanese Railways East, and H5 is Japanese Railways. Is it Hokkaido? I hope I said that right. Oh, really, CTL? Hi, British Ace, how we doing? Okay, don't hack it. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, my Japanese pronunciations won't be very good, so Thanks, Train Simulator. I hope you enjoyed it so far. I'm good, British Ace. I'm good. Hope everybody's been enjoying the stream so far, and actually all the streams we've been doing. I mean, obviously I had the challenge yesterday, which if you haven't seen that already, go and check it out. Oh, funny bait being kid, very funny. Yeah, to be honest, probably not. They aren't really either. You can see how many tunnels and bits and pieces they had to bore through to get through. Oh, good, Moggy. Glad you've been enjoying them. I can't speak today, I tell you. Nice reflections on the water there. The other thing I forgot to ask, have anybody picked up anything in the sale? What have you picked up? Okay, what have you picked up, Moggy? Oh, nice crucible. Show you this is Toku high speed. British Ace, you've picked up the M8. Oh, nice, very nice. I haven't had a go at Harlem Line yet. Oh, very nice, Moggy, very nice. Good mouthful. Yeah, that's a good route as well. You got some really, really nice routes. Yeah, I think it's, well, I should think the drivers will all have pocket watches, I imagine. So hence why they probably put the pocket watch thing in there. It's Nico, one of those sort of pocket watches are sort of like almost tradition, aren't they, really? I think sometimes it was sort of given away as a retirement sort of present, weren't they, originally? But I mean, when I've volunteered at the railway deal, I have used them. You know, I've got plenty of pocket watches. Oh, good. I'm hoping they'll be Moggy approved. Yeah, I've got a couple of British Rail ones, which we've got. I think I've got a Deutsche Bahn one as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I think I did cherry that. Oh yes, yeah, they do go forward, yeah. For those who are living in the UK, your clocks go forward. Haha! Good one, Artful. Good one. I know we do, Moggy. I know we do. Another brilliant big station. Right, so shall we move over to the branch services, shall we? Let's go there and there. Let's go and do some more mainline. Back in a second. There we go. A good rain knows its season and comes when spring is here. On the heels of the wind it slips secretly into the night. Now clouds hang black above the country roads. Lone boat and river sheds a glimmer of light. At dawn we shall see splashes of rain wash red, drenched heavy blooms in city of Briquette. Good day, driver. In the rainy morning you will drive the 701 series train for a short service on the Toku main line. Stop at all stations on the way. Go. Let's get me wipers set. Should be the headlights on. It is. Now I've got to find my wiper button now. Key, pantograph. Wiper, there we go. Some do British Ace, some do. I think it's more electronic signalling now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do use semaphores in some parts. So here is the unit we're driving. Which again is very nice, look at that. I think they do, baby Ingrid. There's your bing bong. Right, we go up here. I don't think there's anything there. There we go, we're off. Yeah, there is. High class 37. Changing junctions there. See if we can do a nice stop. Very funny, Baked Bean Kid. Yeah, I think they are, to be honest. A lot of bing bongs going on. Yeah, very true. Yeah, they do Artful, don't they? I must admit that a lot of the units do. Go. Yeah, just got a small 2-car unit. Yeah, so here's the high-speed line next to us now. Which certainly makes the older main line seem very, very slow. You know, you're now doing 100 kilometers an hour, whereas up there you can do 320. You know. Speed up a bit now. Yeah, it would, Crucible. It would be. Artful, no, I think Matt is tomorrow, Artful, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out tomorrow. Well, I completely missed my mark because that's for 6 coaches. And we've only got 2. So we should be... Where's our markers? Yeah, we should be there. So we're completely past where we were supposed to be. But there you go, never mind. Yeah, Drew, baby and kid. Another unit coming towards us. That one's got to jump the main line. Or jump some of the yards there. Bridge. Yeah, that's true, Nikadi. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, their punctuality is amazing, isn't it, in Japan? See if I can get my markers right this time. Ah. Oh, not too bad. I was closer this time. That's better. I was a little bit late on that one. Or was I early? I think I was probably no, I was late. Never mind. Yeah, Crucible 2.5. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. I was gonna wait, Crucible, I was gonna wait until someone was gonna say yellow car. Crucible, I can't remember, I think you do. It's amazing how many stops, like if you actually realistically were running the main line, you'd want to be up the top, because you know this is quite a lot of stops. Crucible, same. I don't have any brothers or sisters either, so I don't know. Oh, you can see my 2-car marker. Come on. Am I going to get it this time? Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to that's yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That is on the money. There you go, yeah. Yeah, that's. I'll see if I can get it closer at the next one, but yeah, that's pretty good going. Also, look at this station. Has been built over a river. Look at that. It's really clever, that is. Oh really, Babington? Well, I must admit, it's a good route because you've got both sort of examples really. You get the Shinkansen and you get the sort of commuter route as well. This is good fun. Yeah, Nico. Yeah, I'd like that as well. Because I mean, if you didn't know where you were, you know, it's a good place. Very good, principle. Oh really? Okay. Oh, just missed it that time. Never mind. I was a door's length. So you're saying this is, so you got the signs in, what was it, in Kanji, Hiragana and Latin. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, got one more stop and we're basically there then. I'll show you the map of the shorter line. So the main line starts out here, which is where we were before. So we started, actually we started up here and we're going to there, but it carries on further down to there. Okay, Nico, that's really cool. I'm guessing we're going over to this side. Yeah, indeed. And there we go. So that is the Tohoku high speed line and main line. So yeah, that's a lovely route. Very different to you know, you get two separate routes. So you got the main line and the high speed. So now, also with the sale, make sure you go and pick up some really good deals, as shown in the video, in the trailer. Some really good TS routes up for grabs, and some locomotives as well. So yeah, there's certainly some good bits and pieces on there. So tonight we have got one more last feature, which is
Portsmouth direct line with Drawyeh. And there we go. So I will now put you on to the last feature.
Hey there, Drawyeh here, and welcome to my segment of this year's Delta Games March Madness. Taking a look at the Portsmouth Direct Line, a run from London Waterloo to Portsmouth Harbour on a local service 2 Foxtrot 88 from Woking to London Waterloo. Doing some on stars in this game, so we'll do the introduction, we enter the train, and then start preparing our service for departure. So, good morning driver, it's a misty one this morning. We're taking charge of class 450 on an early morning passenger service from Woking to London Waterloo, making several scheduled stops on the way. Please have passengers aboard here before departing. So we'll prepare our train up, set everything to get going, and hopefully shortly we'll be ready to go. So first things first, Marty comes on, set the train into neutral, could be alarms. At this point we set the GSMR radio or signaling, that kind of stuff in train systems, but without any of that to get going with, we'll set the train into forward, open the door, and ourselves for departure. Quite a busy run this, and I've got a lot of AI services spot as well on the way. Majority of them 450, as it goes to London, potentially lots to enjoy as well. As for the run today, so this is vanilla Dovetail Games, class 450 and routes. We are making use of the third rails map, which is the little map you see on the right hand side there, the HUD at the top right, and also the GSMR radio, which for us today, we'll be doing announcements.
This is the 7:32 Woking to London Waterloo service.
Very good little tour.
Calling at West
I recommend it for those who use the
Weybridge, Walton on Thames,
flying.
Hersham,
today driving from
Esher,
Woking to West
Surbiton,
Waterloo,
Clapham
West
Junction,
Weybridge,
Vauxhall,
Walton on Thames,
and final
Hersham,
destination
Esher,
London
Surbiton,
Waterloo.
Junction, Vauxhall and London Waterloo, which terminates about 45 minutes driving today. 33 passing out, so we are good to depart. Set the throttle into notch 1. Clear the SD, since that's just going to beep at us. Normally pressing Q would reset the train, but it doesn't on this occasion. It's separate. Yeah, we'll kill the SD. We'll be making sure we're using AWS from now on today. So again, low visibility with the fog. I was going to want to taxi myself possibly going through. Also,
Next stop, West Biflate.
Yeah, it uses text-to-speech for the announcement, so maybe not always the best pronunciation throughout. But apart from that, it's a very handy little tool there. I really like it. Of course, as well, linking to the third rails map, let's get to track other drivers as well. In the cities right now, there's 4 drivers active, sorry. Myself, a couple that don't use the overlays and that kind of stuff, but my train out in South London, I'm currently doing a service up in Scotland now, Glasgow. Actually, big cap pass over this. No throw through track applied. The cap pass over then. One over in Germany. And just one elsewhere. There you go. The coastline, the Jansen. So yeah, it's a fun little tour there. So I do really like the on that. Do recommend it if you want to spice up your trains a little bit with announcements and tracking stuff. Anyway, so for those who want to flight sim stuff, it's like Valanta, but for train sim. Yeah, so, Portsmouth Direct Line. This route originally released in 2018. Well, actually, original route released in 2012. I believe it was one of the very first routes that was ever built by Dovetail when it took hold of the old rail sim, of the rail works. And then in 2018 modernised it, and and I remember when it first got announced, the hype that was around this line being redone, because it's a popular run, the Portsmouth Direct. One of the busiest as well, in terms of train numbers, especially as you get towards Clapham Junction, which is the most departures in an hour on the station in the UK, so it's a very popular route, this. This is, of course, using the older South West Trains branding, because South Western didn't exist yet in 2018. Overall, should be able to see one of those fast 50 modern train built in 2003 Desira series. Siemens unit built in Germany. And we do the majority of both the local and the long distance runs. So start by the brakes, that's the first station.
This is the 732 Woking to London Waterloo service. Calling at West Biflate, Weybridge, Walton on Thames, Hersham, Esher, Surbiton, Clapham Junction, Vauxhall, and final destination London Waterloo.
It is a lot of fun, this. I do really like it.
Approaching West Biflate.
So now approaching West Biflate. Start applying the brakes now and prepare ourselves for our first stop. So as you can see, in terms of the station designs, 2018 was when really Dovetail Games started picking up on the route building, in my opinion. Before then, it was a case of, here's like a generic UK building pack, let's build train routes using that. Since then, they've been a lot more kind of, okay, we've got the basis to the sim now going, how far can we take it? Can we improve from there? So, I say 2018 for me is kind of when Dovetail Games really stepped up a notch with the route, but I'm sure I turned the headlights on. Yeah, they should be set to daylight. Let me just reset them slightly. There, that's much better now, much brighter. Yeah, so 2018 for Dovetail Games really started picking up on the route building for the visual aspects, and it does look really, really good. And even the Class 450 as well. I mean, the external model does look really, really good. And even to the cab, fair enough, may not be quite Armstrong Powerhouse in terms of functionality, but lighting, the modelling, detail does look rather good. This, so I can't fault it. I can't fault it. Dovetail done a very grand job with the more newer, the more recent routes. We've got a pin down all the stops throughout during these routes. See, on the right hand side, they can see like there's just a little pin there, West Byfleet, just a marker to remind myself where I've stopped, where I'm going to, because of course.
Next stop, Weybridge.
The guard there announced it all for us. 90 miles per hour. Let's get some speed into this train. So service day 2488 calling at Woking, West Byfleet, Weybridge, Walton on Thames, Hersham, Horsham south east, southwest is Hersham, Esher, Surbiton, Clapham Junction, Vauxhall, and London Waterloo, which train terminates. It's about a 45-minute or so journey today ahead of us. So about 3 or 4 minutes until we need to stop at Weybridge. So passing through Byfleet to Newport, the station we will not be stopping at. The station only receives like an hour's service. I believe actually the more modern, so they changed the timetable a little while ago, South Trains, or Southwestern now. I believe 2488 does actually stop there now, but previously, no, it's the alternative service on the hour that needs to stop here. Start lines are braking, and stop at Weybridge. noted there's sort of mixed liveries as well. The 450s on the line. So you've got the more modern Southwest, got the kind of the original red Southwest trains. A bit of variety. The trains that you're looking at in your service. So that's now approaching.
This is the 737 Woking to London Waterloo service, calling at Weybridge, Walton-on-Thames, Hersham, Esher, Surbiton, Clapham Junction, Vauxhall, and final destination London Waterloo. Now, approaching Weybridge.
Can't break a little bit. I mean, we're on time at the moment. Bring things so slow. No cars set today, so we go right to the end of the platform. That'll do.
Currently boarding at Weybridge.
So, like I say, in terms of the visual appeal, a lot of these newer dovetail routes do look a whole lot better than their predecessors. And compare this to the original Portsmouth Directs as well. It's a whole world away to what these look like. We've got two trains here at the moment. We've got our service towards London, and then you have the return service back to Woking. Also on the other platform, platform 3, we're on platform 2, on train platform 3. Very shortly, doors are expected to close. That's the map. Next spots. Next station, Walton-on-Thames. You can hear from the buzzer there. Sorry, that's not the guard buzz up. Those are the horns. How's the keyboard command for the guard buzzer then? I've completely forgotten that now. But yeah, you heard from the buzzer there. We have got a guard on board the service today.
Next stop, Walton-on-Thames.
So Walton-on-Thames, got ourselves another 4 minutes of driving, so we try the next station. For the most part, line speed will stick to around 90 miles per hour until we get towards Clapham, things will then reduce down to 60 and then through to 40 on the approach into Waterloo. Compared to 450, the braking's pretty good on this train, pretty solid, so probably get away with slightly later braking as well. The approaching stations. Yeah, 415 is the Desiros. These are the successors for the Electrostars, albeit kind of built at the same time alongside them. The Electrostar is built by Bombardier, and then the Desiro is built by Siemens. They're all based on the original network of Shell, so the class 4. Well, these would be based on the class 465, 466, and third rail. But yeah, after British Rail sold all the plans for these trains, I realise we're going to go way too fast in station now. So British Rail built the Networkers as kind of the successors to a lot of the regional trains in the UK.
This is the 742 Woking to London Waterloo service.
These became Networkers.
Calling at Walton-on-Thames.
During the selling of all the British Rail plans, Bombardier and Siemens picked up the pretty much all documentation for the old Networkers and used those to form the basis of the trains that we know today.
And final destination
They are different classes,
London Waterloo.
Stars and Electrostars, but they're built alongside.
Approaching
quite a lot of similar design. It's kind of how it's all put together. Yeah, we're way too late on the braking there.
Currently boarding at Walton-on-Thames.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Seating, so you got the 2 seats on the left, got 3 seats on the right. Just the way we switched between two. Got the accessible bit in front of us, the large toilets. On that pretty standard design. Walton-on-Thames, you can see there's the former fast platforms in the middle. These are long abandoned. You'll see that a common feature as well. A lot of these lines where they go do not alight here. So some of the bigger, I guess, towns and cities on lines used to have fast stops as well, but express trains are express through. In this case, probably change after either Woking or Clapham Junction. Change for a fast train. So we leave here at 46. So another 20 seconds to go. You can tell it's times because the red loading gauge at the bottom left there, that changes depending on the actual departure of your train. And so, yes, the busier the station, the more progression it takes for the train to board and disembark, and therefore longer you're waiting at different stations. Also, if I forget, Walton on Thames. Add that to the map. I like that little further map point of interest there. Also, forwarding type message, so if, in fact I'll show it on screen as well while we're still boarding, so if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it. What we can do, press enter, or of course, sound the bell.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Yeah, so you can do what you want with that Max. I like it. I mean, I only recently discovered the GSMR radio for a friend of mine who basically was just playing around with it, like, ooh, what does this button do? Oh look, it has announcements. Because this feature's been around for a little while, but I've only recently just discovered it, so yeah, I think it's grand. Yeah, you can do custom announcements, speak to passengers. Using the map tool, of course, you can communicate with other drivers as well. It's a very, very good little tool, this.
Next stop, Hersham.
Of course, being a railway person myself, working dispatch, customer service and gate line and on board, all these announcements are in the back of my mind. You ever seen it at a train station, and the announcements are made, I usually understand mimic it myself as well. Right, now approaching Hersham.
This is the 746 Woking to London Waterloo service, calling at Hersham, Esher, Surbiton, Clapham Junction, Vauxhall, and final destination London Waterloo. Now, approaching Hersham.
Continue right to the 8-car stop markup. To the map and announce.
Currently boarding at Hersham.
And the closer we get to London, the more built up these stations do start to become. So, next station, Esher, don't think there'll be too much there. Surbiton, definitely quite built up. Clapham Junction, of course, busiest station in the UK for train numbers. And then Vauxhall and Waterloo. Both their own kind of terminal junctions as well, so a lot coming up for the arrival. And hopefully as well, when we get to Waterloo, I'll have a look around inside the area as well, see kind of what's included, and more importantly, is Waterloo East included as well, because Waterloo East is a funny one. Waterloo East is served by South East trains out of, South Eastern, out of, never remember it's not Cannon Street, it's Charing Cross. They're both essentially the same station, but they have what they're in. Well, they're both different stations. They've got their own identification codes. They've got their own separate platforms. So Waterloo uses numbers. Waterloo uses letters, kind of differentiate between the two.
Next stop.
But
Esher.
connected by a footbridge and essentially kind of follow each other's timetable. So it'll be interesting, kind of how if that's been included or not. It'll be interesting to see. And of course, that goes through South Eastern, then they go through to London Bridge, and then London Bridge into all the lines they go to serve as well, such as Horsham, out of Hersham. wonder if anyone's ever done that. Hashem to Horsham. My next station is Esher. Hopefully the audio's not too bad as well. Did notice that at the very start my volumes were a little bit off. I have adjusted that now. Fingers crossed it's a little more well defined myself in the sim. It's about 45 minutes driving to this route. It's not a particularly long scenario, but a fun one nonetheless.
This is the 749 Woking to London Waterloo service, calling at Esher, Surbiton, Clapham Junction, Vauxhall, and final destination London Waterloo. Now, approaching Esher.
I just realised I hit the emergency brakes there, so the trains aren't going to... Well, trains going to come to a halt now regardless. I need to adjust our position on the platform slightly when we do arrive. Again, Esher, another station which she's have a express platform in the middle, but once it's closed, no longer served. Although the under tunnel is still very much visible. I used to enter and cross. That tells towards the correct position on the platform. A little bit shallow there. We're doing alright for time at the moment. We've got 51 past, 552, so not particularly behind service. Within a few seconds, I think, at this point. Within a few seconds from our timing.
Currently boarding at Esher.
And Esher's map. Yeah, so you can see where the former underpass used to be. My guess, back when the entrance used to be underneath the road bridge here. Nowadays, separate entry, which is over here, onto the car park. Now using a footbridge to cross these platforms, so station that fair enough has had quite a bit of upgrades in the last couple of years. Don't know if the entry way is still quite open at the end of platforms, but you certainly see the difference between a bit that's maintained and then a bit that's kind of left to rot away. And that can be my guess. Former station house as well, kind of alongside the railway line, easy access to all platforms. I presume so. Right, doors closed. Next station is Surbiton.
Next stop, Surbiton.
You can see there one of the older units. I can never remember the class number of these ones. These are I never remember. I was trying to get the number at the front. There is a number at the front. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. I want a top number on that. That is a... It's annoying me now if I can't find it. It's like windmill ridden one in real life as well. Give me 2 seconds. Southwest trains. I'm sure it's like a 4, not a 458. It's a 455. Sorry, yeah, 458 is the Junipers. It's a 455. I knew it was 45 something. There you go. Yeah, 458s run. Sorry, the 455s run more of the. Well, they don't really run the local routes. They never really leave the different areas. So the more modern units run out towards the down to Portsmouth and elsewhere. The older units stay within the regions of London. What will be interesting to see, will we spot any 707s on this one as well? 707s, that's how the train to ports. Then they cancelled leasing for, because it's cheaper to use the newer units instead. The I can't find it now. Surbiton. Yeah, they bought the 707s, then they cancelled the leases because it's cheaper to lease the new units. I never remember the number for those as well. The drivers aren't too keen on. And then they realised that the 707s were actually pretty good trains, and they tried to keep some of them as well. So South Eastern want all the 707s. South West Trains is kind of hold the lease now for what they've got left, and transferred that. Maybe a bit delayed to what South Eastern want, but that's the way it goes, I'm afraid,
This
with the
is the
railways.
753 Woking to London
Now
Waterloo
approaching Surbiton.
service.
You can tell we're approaching
Calling at
London because all of a
Surbiton,
sudden the station's
Clapham
getting
Junction,
a whole lot bigger, a whole lot built up.
Vauxhall, and final destination London Waterloo. Now, approaching Surbiton.
So with the current timetable, 24888 doesn't actually stop anywhere else, now goes from Surbiton fast to Waterloo. But given that we're following the South West Trains timetable, go back to 2018, this train will make additional stops at Clapham Junction and Vauxhall before approaching Waterloo. Yeah, timetable's gone through a fair number of changes over the years. We are about 30 seconds behind schedule now, so we are starting to
Currently
slowly
boarding
lose
at
our grip on time.
Surbiton.
Hoping that for Surbiton there's an extra it's like a 2-minute stop here we've got to make, so a bit of to explore the scenery of course, but to get the doors closed a bit quicker to be able to get those going as well. Just note the advert, sorry, treble cheeseburger for 99p. That I imagine is McDonald's promotional, because that is a very McDonald's-y, well, apart from no sesame seed on the bun. You alright there? Oh, maybe it was just that. Fair enough. I don't know what I'm saying now. Apart from, I don't know what call signs would he use to Surbiton to get a platform member of staff to just check on that guy. Alright, wait for the train to finish boarding, and then we'll get ourselves going to Clapham Junction. Doors closed. We depart at 57. Oh, tell a lie. Go via Clapham Junction. Do not stop then, sorry. I may have got that a bit wrong then. Go via Clapham Junction and Waterloo. Okay, so, next station is Waterloo now. So tell a lie. We're not stopping, we are actually going fast, so I'll need to skip now and announce next station as...
Next stop, London Waterloo.
So yeah, fair enough, my mistake there. We'll stop the service, just not stopping at the two busy stations on this bit of track. Fair enough. Misread the instruction, I thought it was stopper to... and Vauxhall, obviously not. It's go via location, so it means for this next bit of track, both the signalling and speed limits will pay a lot of key in for our journey now. Look at the signal. I believe that's the yellow assets coming up now as well in the distance, or is that just kind of... Sorry, yeah, so it's green assets for us. It's train on this line on the right hand side, which is going to stand for yellow. Next station Waterloo, get there at 8:15. We've got about 15 minutes or so non-stop driving now. Crossing through Berrylands. US, dual yellow. Down to 60 miles per hour. Can I try and delete the so changing junction right side now. Let's go to the time table to delete the two incorrect stations for this. Save that, close that, then resume. And then reload to 24888, resume. was here to stay. It's not the biggest problem, not the end of the world. Just got to change the timetable when required. Right, so changing over to the express lines now, so we are going to run fast. It confirms it for us. There's no stopping at these platforms that new modern, that's for sure. Mirrors still very much in place, I guess. For the days when this used to be fast express operated only by driver. Because the majority of South West trains use guards on their trains. Some of the express trains, certainly 15-20 years ago, we were driver only. Really depends on what run you get on South West. Last time I used them was to get to Southampton Airport Parkway from Waterloo. And that was then fly down to the Channel Islands with Varini. Good trip that. I really enjoyed it on the Ordinary Railway. Driven so far 15 miles. It's on the map, just how far we've travelled. Now, pretty much in central London itself. The throttle at 75. It's pretty much a straight level bit of track the rest of the way, so never have too much in the way of to actually slow down. Just past Rain Park, by the way, and the Wimbledon line. Very shortly we'll then merge onto our right hand side. Just got one more to chase on the UI map, just on our right. Passing through Wimbledon. One of the bits I do quite like is the with the tram tracks as well. So back in the days of, I can never remember the name of this line, but this converted into a tram instead. So now run by the Croydon Tram Link here in the south of London. Used to be a railway line that connected Wimbledon to East Croydon. That was a couple of years ago. Tram left was terminating service at Wimbledon. Despite the fact that they do get with the UK Railway Railway Workers Pass, PRIV, actually get free travel on Croydon Tram Link. And I've never used it. I've never ever been on London trams. I might do one day. I don't know. I must admit. I don't really have too many reasons to visit this part of London. I've been through, of course, a couple of times. I did with my old company work in Wimbledon once. So I've been outside of Wimbledon Station. I've never actually seen trams either as well. I've never, yeah. When it comes to the trams in London, I've never really associated much with it. I've never really seen them. I've never ridden on it. Maybe one day. We'll see. Time will tell. Approaching Earlsfield. Along left through Wimbledon Park, I believe that's going towards Victoria, so Wimbledon Park, Southfields and so forth. See that it's dropped down to 75 now, so we've got a little careful speeds there. So at the bottom, dropping down to 40 as we approach Clapham Junction. So we'll get an AWS to alert us very shortly to slow down train. There we go. Choose the 40. That's our behind the brakes. approaching Clapham Junction. You're passing through platform 8. Clapham Junction. Go to that towards the platform itself. We'll do is for our announcements for our final stop. Cool, so we approach Waterloo. Ourselves a special, basically, this train terminates here message to go with the stopping. So you up speaks to 60 now. We'll need to slow down again as we approach Victoria. Vauxhall, sorry, so approach down when we approach Vauxhall. Not Victoria, Victoria's different line at this point. So you saw the southern trains on the left hand side, those are all the Victoria services. Which I believe actually, yeah, this route also not featured in, or at least this stretch of track featured in the Trainsim World London Brighton Main Line as well, Victoria to London. Remember, there's a big fuss about if you get to Victoria, so if you get to Clapham Junction by a particular time, there is one AI HSC service that just runs through the station because it's on a day where, what was it, Great Western. Paddington Station is closed, and therefore trains have to run, or some services have to run fast from Reading to Waterloo via Clapham Junction. So yeah, if you have the Brighton Main Line London commuter service, so Brighton to London Victoria, Trainsim World, and have Great Western Express, I can't remember the time, so someone in chat will be able to stir us the time, but if you stand at Clapham Junction at a particular time, then you spots past 43 HSC service run through route fast. We're down to 55 now as we approach Vauxhall. It's platform 15 that also will be terminating at. I've actually changed the Vauxhall once, a couple of years ago. Get onto the Victoria line. Oops, down to 40 now. So that's going to change a little bit. It's too late. It's going to cost you points now. It's going to cost you points. Where's the AWS? When you warn me. So for the most part, we'll be training the train on left there into the station. There you go. Right, still yellow aspects. Still yellow. So we're going to come to a halt then just before we approach the station. Or is that a repeater? Just tell me that the upcoming aspect is yellow. That is red. So yes, best we stop our train for this one, I think. You're on the left there, D-Spad. I'm sorry, hang on a minute. Yeah, the Spad was really... Okay, he is just very close to there. I'm sorry, driver dude. You're going to have a very difficult time checking that signal. I think you can just about see it, I guess. We can go to your point of view. Yeah, you'd have to lean forward for that, I think. Me, however, I'm a million miles away from it, so we move ourselves a little bit closer to the signal. The time's now 8:11. Supposed to arrive at 8:15, so hopefully it won't take you for too long. See, there's trains leaving ahead of us, just departing. So my guess is just a case of waiting for the line to clear, or we both get our permission to access the station. That'll do. So yeah, in fact, 3 trains also on the way out. Yeah, it's likely those 3 we need to wait for until we get our line clearance. A speedy set of junction there, I must say. There we go. Green aspect, we're good to go. And they should also get one very soon as well. Very soon. Down to 50 miles per hour. Nice and steady. On the left, it's got the former Eurostar platforms. I believe 2018. They've already left Waterloo. Eurostar, but already left Waterloo. Platform's not yet in service with the yeah, so the lines themselves are connected. The platform infrastructure, if you go to the very end, that's all actually I could be wrong. Yeah, it used to be the old booking hall down below, now it's just an actual plaza. No, I could be wrong. At this point they have just kind of opened up.
We are now approaching London Waterloo, where this train terminates. Please remember all your belongings when leaving the train. We thank you for riding with Southwest Trains. All change please. This train terminates here.
So nice and slowly. Apply the brakes. There we have it. Oh god, if I work in circles, got nightmares about the last time that happened.
Currently boarding at London Waterloo. Not in service. Not in service.
So yeah, we use that as a map just to announce the train's no longer in service. In my case, we can turn off the headlights. That's to be marker only. Train into service, and just switch to the off position. Master controller, sorry, direction, the reverser and off, master key off, and train cab is shuts down. And that is the end of this service. So Waterloo East. If we can go to the upper level, there should be a entryway somewhere. If it's not modelled, then go outside. There's a track. And oh no, Waterloo East sadly does not exist. It's just an empty viaduct where South Eastern once existed. Doesn't quite get to the Shard anymore. It's an old abandoned railway, that. One day to one part of the DLR then. That's the case for the old archway, but what can you say? It's a very well put together station. Waterloo, again, 2018 is put together. Yeah, not a bad amount of detail. Got your concourses up and lower. Got your departure boards spaced out to all the platforms. Definitely Waterloo. There you go. Dorking, Strawberry Hill, Guildford, Teddington, Weymouth, and Hampton Court. So definitely your Waterloo South West train departures. Yeah, it's not a bad little South bus. There you have it. Sorry, complete. Let's see how we did, shall we? While that loads, pop over to that driver's map. Let's also give this an end as well. So, passenger service. This was the Portsmouth direct line. Scenario. It's kind of behind this here, but it's hang on. Okay, that's fine. So it's Woking to Waterloo, Country United Kingdom, and then add that as well. Federal's whistle board, just like that. It really gets published with your map. Want to enjoy? Timetable that corrects itself? The answer is no. Fair enough. You're using the incorrect passing through there. But I do like it. Federal's little tour there as your routes all drawn up and complete. So. Now 24888 0732 Workington Waterloo. Class 450, fun little train, and the line itself very well put together as well. So this is 2018, like I say, that's against Portsmouth Direct, based on the original Portsmouth Direct, but massively upgraded to bring it up to modern scratch. And it is a very fun line scenario to put your time into. So yeah, I guess that really brings us to the end of our little segment in this year's March Madness. For those who want to see more, then of course check me out on YouTube and Twitch. I am Drawyeh. Other than that, I also enjoyed it. Do like to subscribe, and yeah, hope to see you guys on my end soon. And for the rest of you guys, enjoy the rest of your March Madness. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.